Hey, what's up you guys? Marty Schwartz here of Marty Music. Welcome back to another video. We're going to try something a little different this time, and I'm going to actually do a countdown of the 5 most valuable guitars that have ever existed. Alright, starting at number 5 is the Fender 1964 Stratocaster, owned by Bob Dylan, worth $965,000. This 1964 Fender Strat was played by Dylan at his first ever electric gig at the Newport Folk Festival in 1965. It was a big controversial moment. After accidentally being left in the back of a plane, the guitar spent 40 years untouched in a loft until it was rediscovered by a television history show in 2012. Number 4, Gibson 1959 Les Paul Standard, owned by Keith Richards, worth $1 million. The 1959 Les Paul Standard is commonly referred to as the holy grail of electric guitars. This instrument was traded into a London guitar store, where it later found its way into the hands of a certain Mr. Keith Richards. Later it sold to a private collector for a reported $1 million. Number 3, Washburn 22 Series Hawk, owned by Bob Marley and valued at $1.2 million. Somewhat infamously, Bob Marley didn't own very many guitars. Supposedly one of the first electric Washburn guitars ever made, Marley rarely played this instrument and ended up giving it to his guitar tech, Gary Carlson. The guitar has been classified by the Jamaican government as a national treasure. You know it's worth something when it's a national treasure. Number 2, the 1968 Fender Strat, owned by the one and only Jimi Hendrix, worth $2 million. One of the most iconic guitars played by one of the most iconic guitar players, this Fender Strat was the one that Jimmy played at Woodstock. Paul Allen later paid $2 million for it to be housed at the Experience Music Project in Seattle, which is Hendrix's hometown. That brings us to number 1, Gibson 1962 J160E, owned by John Lennon. It's worth $2.4 million. This acoustic was one of a pair of identical guitars purchased at the same time by John Lennon and George Harrison in 1962. The guitar was previously thought lost after it went missing during a Beatles gig in 1963. However, it was rediscovered more than 50 years later after the owner at the time recognized the similarities between his guitar and Lennon's. There's some really cool stuff out there. Thanks again for tuning in right here to Marty Music, you guys. If you have other ideas for any countdown lists that you'd like to see or lessons you'd like to see me teach, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Also, thanks for supporting me right here at Marty Music, spreading the word. I really appreciate it. And can't wait to see you again real soon. Take care.